Hello, my beautiful bumblies, and welcome back to another ASMR video. I just wanted to put a little disclaimer at the beginning of this. This one is kind of intimate at the beginning, so please be advised when you're watching. Again, this book is technically not made for people under the age of 16, but if you are still watching it, because I know I definitely watched stuff that was above my age when I was younger, just please skip past the first part if you feel uncomfortable. But yes, have a good rest of your day, and thank you for watching. Chapter 4. Sounds like a date, Buttercup. Wine bites her lip, the feeling of a hand traveling up and down her body, too much for her to handle. Her eyes closed, the feeling of her lips kissing, and the feeling of lips kissing and lightly sucking on her collarbone feels so good. It feels like heaven to her. The girl is pinned down to the mattress, and her wrists are trapped above her head by a boy's hands. Said boy is kneeling between her open legs. His other hand is rubbing the skin of Wyann's bare stomach. Her shirt is crumpled up in a crumpled pile, along with her pants and his own shirt on the floor. The hand reaches higher, slipping under her bra and cupping her chest. He rubs his thumb over her nipple, playing with it. Wyann moans, her body wiggling at the bit at the new feeling. She never done anything like this before, let alone kiss anyone. His pants tightened at the sound she makes. Fuck, you make me so hard. He nips at her neck, leaving multiple purple marks pulling away from her neck. He admires his work. Wyann breathes, breath hitches when he reaches behind her and unclasps her bra, yanking it off to join the rest of her clothes. He takes the sight of her naked chest when he attaches his mouth to one of her boobs. His hand moves to continue playing with the other one. Wyann moans, her legs tightening around the boy's waist. His hand glides down her body, stopping just above her underwear. I've been waiting for this for so long. His hand slips under her underwear and begins gently rubbing circles. Wyann throws her head back, the feeling so intense, so good. I love you. Wyann, wake up! Sharon shouts, slamming open Wyann's door, waking the girl from her dream. You're gonna be late for school. Wyann shoots up in bed, a small scream, her eyes hopping around the room, trying to figure out what's going on and where she's at. She finally calms down when she sees her mom standing in her doorway to her bedroom, arms crossed. Shit, what time is it? It's 7. School is in 30 minutes. School starts in 30 minutes, Sharon says, walking away from the open door. Wyann's eyes widen. Oh, fuck. She throws the covers off herself and rushes to her closet. Thanks, Mom. Hurry up. Wyann takes a deep breath, thinking back to her dream. She runs her hand through her hair in disbelief. She can't believe she had a dream like that, and she can't even remember who it was about. Whatever, it's not important right now. Wyann tugs on the first pair of pants she finds in her dresser, along with a simple black short/long sleeve shirt. She runs a brush through her hair and brushes her teeth quickly. Grabbing her backpack, she rushes down the stairs and swings open the fridge to grab her and Kenny's lunch. Bye, Mom. Love you. Have a great day at school. Wyann manages to make it to school with 5 minutes to spare, thanks to speeding a little. She drops her backpack and lunches off in her locker and pulls out her stuff for her first class. She slams her locker shut and nearly screams when she notices someone standing right beside her. Hiya, Wyann. Wyann clutches her shirt, where her heart is now beating rapidly. Holy shit. Butter's eyes widen, feeling bad for scaring his friend. He taps his finger together. Oh, hamburgers, I didn't mean to scare you. Wyan let out a small sigh of relief. You're fine. She gives the boy a small smile. What's up, Butters? Well, Butters trails off, rubbing his knuckles together. I was wondering if you wanted to come over tomorrow and play some games with me. None of the guys want to. Wyan grins, knowing exactly what games Butter is referring to. She's played the Hello Kitty adventure game with him a few times before. Sure, I don't think I have anything going on tomorrow. Oh boy, Butters exclaims, thinking about all the fun they're going to have. I have some snacks too if you want to maybe watch a movie too. Sounds like a date, Buttercup. I got to get to class. See you later. Wyan waves goodbye and turns on her heels, heading to class. See ya, Wyan. Butters grins, excited to hang out with his friend tomorrow. Suddenly, a thought occurred to him, making him flustered. Wait, did she say date? Wyan speed walks to her first class of the day, one of few she shares with her best friend. Hey, Wyan. Kenny greets when Wyan enters the classroom. Happy to see his best friend. Taking in the sight of Kenny, Wyan gets a flashback to her dream from last night. Her face heats up and palms feel clammy, finally remembering who she was dreaming about. No. This is bad. I need to talk to Wendy about this. How am I supposed to face Kenny after dreaming about that? Wyan speed walks past Kenny without responding or looking at him. She doesn't mean to come off rude. She just can't sit next to him while freaking out like this. He knows her better than himself. He'd figure out what's wrong just by looking at her. Wyan? Wendy blinks in surprise as Wyan plops down in the seat next to her. Usually Bebe sits with Wendy during class, but she seems to be absent today. I need to talk to you at lunch. Wendy grins. Of course. Can I ask what about? Wyan's eyes scan the room. Everyone seems to be in their own little worlds, but she doesn't want to risk it. She doesn't want anyone to overhear this conversation. She would rather die than have Kenny or Stan find out about this. Not here, later, in private. Wendy's grin turned to a frown and shot at the short response, picking up on something is wrong with her friend. Okay. Kenny's brows furrowed, watching his best friend ignore him. He can see her overthinking face and is present and knows she isn't doing it on purpose, but it still hurts. She's the one person he never wants to be ignored by. The fuck? Damn. What did you do to piss her off? Craig asked, sitting down next to Kenny instead of his usual spot in front of him. Kenny glares at Craig before turning back to stare at Wyan. He is too much shock to form a sarcastic response. I don't know. Time skip. Wyan rushes through the halls, trying to get to lunch quickly. She needs to stop off and drop off Kenny's lunch before meeting up with Wendy. Normally she would be excited to see Kenny, but all she feels right now is dread. How can she look at him in the eye after dreaming about having sex with him? That's not a normal dream to have your best friend star in. Wyan passed by Kyle and Cartman and comes to a halt. She turns around, holding out a paper bag. Hey, can you give this to Kenny for me? Kyle takes the bag from her hand, staring at her with a raised eyebrow. Wyan had been sitting with the guys these last few days, so he isn't sure why Wyan is having him deliver Kenny's lunch. Yeah, sure. Are you not sitting with us today? Thanks, Wyan says, ignoring Kyle's question. She turns on her heels to continue her search for Wendy. The fuck is her problem? Cartman mutters out, finding Wyan's behavior strange. An evil glint shines in his eyes as he watches her walk away. We should follow her. We are not spying on her. Kyle rolls his eyes in response, walking away from Cartman. You're no fun. Kyle, wait up, you asshole. Wyan scans the hallway, looking for Wendy. Wendy is the only person Wyan can trust to talk with her current issue. She has been nonstop thinking about Kenny since this morning in a way she should never be thinking about him. He is her best friend, for crying out loud. Why is she suddenly thinking about him like this? Wyan huffs out a sigh of relief when seeing Wendy waiting outside an empty classroom none of the teachers use anymore. Hey girl. Wendy gives the girl a smile. Can we talk in here? Wyan nods, scanning the now empty hallways. She wants to make sure the two are completely alone and takes a shaky breath. Wendy, will you help me figure this out? Once she calms down a knot, she follows Wendy into the classroom and they stand in silence for a moment. I'm surprised you're asking me to talk. Normally you tell Stan or Kenny about everything. Wendy flashes a smile. Not this. It's a bad thing. Ryan sighs, looking at the floor. I can't this time. She feels jittery. She drank 4 iced coffees in one sitting. Wendy furrows her brows. Why not? Ryan began pacing around the room and frowned, setting across her face. I had this dream about Kenny and I don't know what to do. He's my best friend. Why is this happening? Why am I thinking about him like this? I don't understand. Nothing weird happened between us. Wendy grabs Ryan's hand, trying to calm her down. Whoa, slow down, Ryan. Let's take this one step at a time. What do you mean you had a dream about Kenny? What kind of dream? Ryan's eyes shifted around the room, not being able to stare in one spot for too long. I had she gulped, trailing off. A dream we were having sex. Wendy's eyes widened a fraction. She knew Kenny was in love with YN, but she didn't realize YN felt the same for Kenny. Matchmaker time. Wendy smiles softly. Do you think maybe you have a crush on Kenny? What? No way, he's just my best friend. Why? YN exclaims, beginning to pace around the room quicker this time. We do everything together. He's my home away from home, the most important person in my life, my partner in crime. He makes me feel so safe and loved, and oh my god. Wendy chuckles when Wyan freezes, finally figuring out her feelings herself. Yes, Wyan gulped back her nerves. She began to close fists to her mouth. I think I'm in love with my best friend. Wyan can't help the giddy smile that crossed her face. The sound so right. Saying it out loud. I'm in love with Kenny. She frowns when something clicks in her head. She turns towards Wendy, dropping her fist. But he's only thinks of me as his best friend. Wyan, have you ever seen the way he looks at you? Wendy stressed, feeling almost jealous at just how in love Kenny is with Wyan. Huh? What do you mean? Sorry. What do you mean? Wyan asks cluelessly. Wendy groans at Wyan's obliviousness. She loves her, but she can be really stupid sometimes. I wish Stan would look at me the way Kenny looks at you. He's totally in love with you too. Really? Wyan's eyes shine at the news. Kenny loves her back? Why didn't he ever say anything? Yes, Wendy confirms, placing both hands on Wendy's shoulders. The boy has serious, genuine feelings for you. Wyan stares into Wendy's eyes, gulping lightly. Should I tell him? Yes, Wendy squeals. We should go on a double date together. That would be so much fun. Wyan grins, thinking about how much fun that would be. Then a new thought kills her excitement, making her pout. But Stan would kill him. Wendy frowns, realizing Wyan is right. She knows how overprotective her boyfriend is towards his sister. That will be a problem. We don't choose who we fall in love with. Stan will just have to deal with it. Wyan looks away from Wendy. She would feel incredibly guilty if Stan beat up Kenny because of her feelings. That wouldn't stop him from beating the shit out of Kenny. I'd feel horrible. Wendy snaps her fingers. Date in secret. Secret? Wyan questions. Maybe that could work. You two are close enough that it wouldn't be suspicious. I mean, people think you're already dating. Wait, what? Wendy ignores Wyan's confused expression. The choice is up to you, but I say go for it. This could be the start of something amazing. He already takes really good care of you as his best friend. I'm sure he would be just as good, if not better, as his girlfriend. Wyan smiles. The idea of Kenny being Kenny's girlfriend makes her heart race. She's afraid it might be right out of her chest with how fast it's going. Thanks, Wendy. I need to think about it a little longer, but you really helped me open my eyes. I'm happy I was able to help, Wendy says, pulling Wyan into a tight hug. I promised I won't say anything to the other girls either or Stan. Wyan wrapped her arms around her friend, squeezing the girl. Thank you, you're the best. Time skip. Kenny groans, slamming his forehead against the lunch table. Wyan has been actively avoiding him since this morning. He thought it was just an accident at first, until she literally walked away from him after class. He always walked her to her next class. He couldn't think of a single thing he could have done to piss her off. Maybe she found out about his feelings for her, and that wants nothing to do with me. The hell is wrong with you? Kenny glances up to see Cartman staring down at him, and Kyle plopping down in his spot axis across from the bigger boy. He just put his head back on the table, not wanting to deal with Cartman's shit right now. Kenny, I'm talking to you, asshole. Cartman shouts, not liking being ignored. Hey, here, dude, Wyan said to give this to you. A bagged lunch is placed in front of Kenny. His eyes soften, thankful that Wyan is still made his lunch, even if she is mad at him. He'd rather it was her dropping it off, though. He wants to see her beautiful smiling face. Thanks. Stan joins the three friends at the lunch table, sitting in front of Kenny. He gives Kenny a confused look before turning to the other two for answers. What's with him? Kyle shrugs his shoulders, not sure. He was like this when we got here. Probably upset his little girlfriend isn't here. Cartman grumbles out, taking a huge bite of his double cheeseburger and stuffing a handful of fries in his mouth. He hates being ignored. Kenny doesn't say anything, too upset to respond. That catches the attention of his three friends. Wow, he's really upset, Kyle comments, poking Kenny on the top of the head. Stan nods his head in agreement. He doesn't like when Cartman calls Wyan Kenny's girlfriend, but Kenny is usually quick to deny it. The fact that he didn't say anything is strange. Yeah. Hey fellas. Cartman rolled his eyes, frowning. He set his cheeseburger down and rubbed his forehead. Oh, god damn it. Hey, Butters, Kyle and Stan said greet in unison. Butters set his tray on the table and sitting next to Cartman, who scoots away from him and closer to Kenny. Butters notices Kenny depressed, not eating his food. He tilts his head, looking to Stan and Kyle for answers. What's wrong with Kenny? Don't know, Stan answers. He pulled a bag of chips out of his lunch bag. Kyle says, I think it has something to do with Wyan. She was acting weird earlier too. Oh, gee whiz, that's not good. She seemed fine this morning when I talked to her. When we even have a date tomorrow. You what? Stan exclaimed, about ready to hop over the table if it wasn't for Kyle holding him back. He would have. You have a date with my sister? Not happening. Kenny's head shot up from laying on the table, staring at Butters with wide eyes. His Wyan is going on a date with Butters? Did he really lose her to Butters of all people? His head starts to spin, not being able to take the information lightly. He feels like he's gonna throw up. Wow, she really has zero standards, Cartman mumbled out, amused by Stan and Kenny's reaction to the news. Butters frowned, rubbing his knuckles together. Oh man, we're gonna play Hello Kitty Island Adventure and watch a movie. I was really looking forward to it. Cartman groans, no longer amused. He places a hand on his forehead. Butters, that's a horrible date. Really? Wyan seemed really happy when I asked her if she wanted to come over and play games. Wait a second, Butters. Is this actually a date, or did Wyan say it's a date when agreeing to hang out? Kyle asks, knowing that Wyan agrees to plans sometimes. She said, sounds like a date. God damn it, Butters. Stan pinched the bridge of his nose between his thumbs and pointer finger. God damn it, Butters. Stan pinches the bridge of his nose between his thumbs and pointer finger. He should have known better than to think his sister would have actually agreed to go on a date with Butters. Kenny could feel the air filling in his lungs properly again. The idea of Wyan going on a date with someone that isn't him terrifies him. If just hearing that Wyan goes on a date upsets him so much, he isn't sure how he'd react to hearing she has a boyfriend. As selfish as it sounds, he hopes she never gets a boyfriend. Chapter 5. She's totally out of your league. Kenny yawns, his teacher currently putting him to sleep with a boring lecture. He hadn't been getting proper sleep since Wyan started ignoring him. It's been a week without having an actual conversation with her. She's never been mad at him before for this long, and it's slowly killing him. The bell rings, signaling the end of class. The last class of the day. Kenny gathers his stuff and heads to his locker, spinning the combination lock. He opens his locker and grabs his backpack. He turns around to leave, but freezes when he sees someone standing behind him. Hey, Ken. Kenny's eyes snap to look into the eyes of the girl who had overtaken his thoughts since last Friday. At least more than normal. She's got a guilty look on her face, making him feel bad, though he feels more relieved that Wyan is talking to him again. He smiles at her. Hey. Wyan's eyes jump from spot to spot, not being able to hold eye contact. Listen, we need to talk about something important. Kenny's mind races. What could she want to talk about? Does she not want to be friends anymore? Did she get a boyfriend? Holy shit, please no. Kenny... Wyan waves a hand in front of Kenny's face, feeling worried. Usually he didn't zone out like this and always actively listen to her. You okay? Kenny shakes his head, trying to get rid of his racing thoughts. Sorry, yeah, did you want to go to my place? That works for me. Wyan gives a small smile that doesn't quite reach your eyes. Kenny can see it, but doesn't comment on it. I'll meet you there. I know you have to pick Karen up from school first. Sounds good. Kenny nods in agreement, and the two go their separate ways. Kenny glancing back once to see the back of Wyan's body. Whatever it is, please let it be good. Sorry. I apologize. I'll get back to it. Time skip. You can do this, Wyan says, giving her a mini pep talk. She's about to have a conversation with her best friend that could either ruin their friendship or entirely turn it into something new and exciting. Part of her is excited, hoping for the best. The other part is ready to run home and pretend like she never asked Kenny to talk. She spent the last week thinking about everything and what she truly wants. Her biggest discovery was just how much she missed Kenny in the short number of days. It was almost torture not speaking to him, and the hurt expression on his face whenever she ignored him. She just knows that she won't be able to act the same around Kenny with these newfound feelings. That's why she has to confess and get it over with, even if it ends up with a rejection. God, he doesn't reject her. She doesn't want to lose him. Yes, Wendy said to Kenny. Yes, Wendy said, Kenny likes me, but what if she's wrong? What if it was a joke? Wendy wouldn't do that to me, right? A knock on the driver's side of the window snaps Wyan out of her thoughts. Her glance to the blonde standing outside of her car door, giving her a obviously fake smile. Kenny had been watching through the window of his house for her to arrive and saw she had been sitting in her car in deep thought. The last 10 minutes, he was beginning to worry about her. You coming in? Wyan takes a deep breath, mentally preparing herself for this. No turning back now. She turns off the car and opens her door, stepping out, following Kenny into his house. She can't seem to look at his figure for more than a minute, her fingers fiddling with one another, trying to calm herself down. Everything's gonna be fine. I apologize, my dog just went upstairs. Kenny sits on his bed, watching Wyan intensely pace back and forth. Normally, he's really good at figuring out what she's thinking, but he can't seem to guess it now. Kenny decided to speak to ask the biggest question on his mind. Did I do something wrong? Wyan freezes, shocked to hear that. She didn't mean to make Kenny think he was doing something wrong. She had just been far too in her mind to think straight. All she wanted to do was sort her feelings properly before having this conversation with Kenny. She furiously waved her hands back and forth in front of herself. No, you didn't do anything wrong. It's me, not you. You've been ignoring me all week. I'm so sorry, Ken. I shouldn't have ignored you. I had a lot of I needed to think about, and I had some things I needed to come to terms with. Wyan trails off, unsure how to say it. She closes her eyes and runs a hand through her hair, gripping the back of her hair. I really don't want to lose you. Please keep that in mind, but now I realize this, I can't pretend. Kenny stands up, cupping both Wyan's cheeks. Hey. He speaks so softly, Wyan almost didn't hear him. Whatever it is, I'm here for you. Take your time. Her eyes slowly opened to see Kenny, giving her a soft smile, looking at her like she was the most important person alive. His hand on her face felt so nice, really nice. God, he's so sweet. How did I never notice him like this before? Fuck. I really want to kiss him. She lifts her own hands, covering each other of Kenny's, and stares him directly in the eyes, leaning forward a bit. She gulps back her nerves and speaks quickly. I think I'm in love with you, but I don't want to ruin what we have in case you don't like me back. Kenny's eyes widen at what he's heard before grinning. He leans his forehead against Wyan's, their nose brushing, cutting her words off. Can I kiss you? A squeak of surprise leaving her lips before she nods, her head not trusting her voice. She wasn't expecting Kenny to ask her that. Kenny leans forward, gently pressing his lips against Wyan's. His smile when he sees her eyes flutter shut, melting into the kiss. He closes his eyes too, dropping his hands to Wyan's waist and pulling her closer while her hands grip the front of his shirt. The kiss only lasted a few minutes. Seconds before Kenny pulls away and stares at Wyan lovingly. Wyan opened her eyes after a moment with a giddy smile. Looking into his eyes, she seemed nothing but pure love in them. Her words came out in a breathless whisper. Kiss me again. Kenny never thought he would see Wyan looking at him the way she is now, a mix of love and admiration and lust swirl in those big, innocent eyes. He smirked lightly at the slight wobble in her voice. Yeah. Wyan impatiently tugged the collar of Kenny's shirt to pull him in for another kiss. A hum of satisfaction leaves her lips as soon as they are pressed against Kenny's again. He let a soft huff of air sound from his noise in a silent laugh, finding how much she wants to kiss him, and both adorable and hilarious. He thought he is more happy than to know she is as desperate to kiss him as he is to kiss her. His orange parka slips from his shoulders down to his arms and landing on his bedroom floor with a soft thud. The kiss is urgent and rough, kissing like their lives depended on it. Kenny walked them towards the bed without breaking the kiss. He pins Wyan on the mattress underneath himself, being careful not to crush her. He kneels between her legs, an arm next to her head, holding him up. While his hand is gripping on her waist, he slips his hand underneath Wyan's shirt, where it rolled up, squeezing and rubbing her soft skin, her hips, her side, her stomach, right between her bra. Beneath her bra, no inch of skin was left untouched. Wyan's back arched at Kenny's hurt hand, feeling her up. Little sparks run through her body at every single place Kenny touches her, making her feel all tingly. Her legs wrap around Kenny's hips, and both her hands tangle themselves in his messy golden hair, tugging it lightly. She is trying to pull him closer as physically possible. The outside world was no longer mattered, and the only thing she cared about is how good Kenny's lips felt, and the body feel pressed against her own. It feels so right, like they should have done this a long time ago. Wyan tugged on Kenny's hair a bit with one hand, the other moving to feel Kenny's chest through his shirt, slowly moving it lower and lower. Once she reached the bottom of his shirt, she slipped her hand under to press her fingertips directly against Kenny's bare skin, moving her hand up to his chest. She lets her fingers trace his toned skin. Kenny breaks the kiss, yanking his shirt off and losing it to join his parka on the floor. His lips trail down Wyan's neck and jaw, making his way towards her neck. He kisses and sucks on her neck, trying to find her sweet spot. A strangled moan rumbles in Wyan's throat, catching both her and Kenny off guard. She covers her mouth with a closed fist, her feeling embarrassed by the lewd noise she had just made. She never made a noise like that before. Kenny pulls back with wide eyes, with a sly smirk crossing his lips. His cock hardened. I was not ready for that. Oh, sorry, y'all. Hardened and pressed tight against his jeans at the sound. Fuck, that was hot. No other girl had ever made him feel the way he feels right now. He feels like he's in heaven on cloud 9. He leans back to reattach his lips to her neck, the same spot, trying to get Wyan to make that noise again. A sharp gasp leaves Wyan's lips when Kenny bites her sweet spot, followed by a breathy moan when he grinds his erection against her. She feels herself growing wet. Her body arches against him, trying to get more friction. You like that, sweetheart? Kenny whispers against Wyan's skin. His hand moves out from her shirt and down her body, feeling her up, her legs. He gave her inner thigh a light squeeze and began to massage slow circles closer down, but had never actually touched it. Yes, Wyan sits up a bit and pulls her own shirt over her head, tossing it to the end of the bed. She is feeling too aroused to think properly right now. All she knows is she never wants it to stop. This feeling, Wyan feels proud when her actions cause Kenny to lose composure. His heart speeds up at the sight. He can't remember how to get air into his lungs. The girl he has been in love with since 7th grade and is laying topless on his bed, and she is staring up at him like she is asking him to bury himself deep inside her. It takes all his strength not to stick his hands down her pants and feel how wet she is for him. He would absolutely love to take her right here and now, but he didn't want to do anything without her consent first. Plus, he knows she would never be in a relationship. She has never been in a relationship before, so he didn't want to rush her into anything. Instead, Kenny pushed away his horny thoughts. He leans his forehead against hers, smiling softly, his voice hoarse from earlier kisses. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to do this. I wish I would have realized myself sooner, Wyan says, staring through her lashes and into Kenny's stunning violet eyes. She never noticed but before now just how beautiful they are. I could have been kissing you like this so much sooner. Kenny brushes a few strands of hair out of Wyan's face, then cupping her cheek. I love you. With a flushed face, Wyan smiles slyly. I'm so lucky to have this boy in my life. She has a flustered feeling in her stomach and can only assume this is what having butterflies feels like. They've told each other I love you so many times, but only platonically. This feels so much better. It feels so right. It feels perfect. I love you too. Kenny leans in, kissing Ryan once again while grabbing her hand, intertwining their fingers together. This is more than gentle. It's much more gentle and slow. He takes his time memorizing the way her lips feel against his own, how even when slightly chapped, they are still soft, the way their hands fit together so perfectly, how smooth her skin is, how amazing her body is. And his horny thoughts are back in full force. He used his hand that's laced with YNs to hold him up while the other hand moves to her chest. His hand is just hovering over it when he yanks it back in shock. Hey, Kenny, can I borrow? Karen swings open the door, not expecting to see her brother and his best friend making out. The dark marks scattered across Ryan's neck, and both of them being shirtless, bruised up, intense. Little cut in. I apologize. My mom walked into the kitchen, and I'm downstairs, so I apologize. Back to the video. Karen swing. Oh wait, I already read that. Scattered marks across Ryan's neck, and both of them being shirtless proves how intimate they were being. Oh my god. Her eyes sparkled at the sight, happy to see them together. Although she didn't want to see them this intimate, she had been waiting for so long for them to get together. Shit, Karen. Kenny pulls away from an embarrassed Ryan sitting on his knees. How many times do I need to remind you to knock first? Ryan crossed her arms over her chest, her cheeks becoming blotchy. She wasn't expecting Karen to walk in on them. You two are dating? Why didn't you tell me? I was actually getting tired of you dating girls who you didn't actually even care about. Karen rambles fast. Then Kenny or Ryan can keep up. Kenny fully getting off of Ryan and sits up beside her on the bed. He picked up his shirt off the floor and hands it to her. She quickly pulls the shirt on and it covers herself. Whoa, slow down, Karen. We aren't dating. What? Why not? Karen furrows her brows together, confused why Kenny and Ryan were kissing and half dressed if they aren't dating. Are they just friends with benefits? No, she can't have that. They're perfect for each other. Ask her to be your girlfriend right now. What? No way, Kenny argued back, not wanting to be told what to do with his love life. He isn't going to ask Ryan to be his girlfriend in front of her. He wants it to be private. He's already embarrassed enough that his sister walked in and caught them damn near having sex. If Karen didn't walk in, they might have possibly gone all the way, both of them too caught up in the rush of excitement and lust to properly think. Wine is amazing. If you don't ask her out now, someone else will steal her heart. Kenny's eyes widen with the accusation. He just finally got the opportunity to kiss the girl he has been in love with for years. No way he's letting anyone take her now. He waited too damn long for this. He unconsciously wrapped an arm around Ryan's waist. Ryan snickers at the silly argument between the siblings, reminding herself her and her own brother. Although the specific conversation would have gone a completely 180 had it been Stan that walked in on them, since she decided to break up the argument herself. Kenny? She grabbed his hand, intertwining their fingers together. She looked up at him, giving him the best puppy dog eyes. Will you be my boyfriend? Without any hesitation at all, a yes leaves Kenny's lips. He feels overjoyed at the question. Even if he wanted to be the one to ask her out, this works too. He's just happy he gets to call her his. Ryan kisses him on the cheek, making Karen cheer loudly. Okay, boyfriend, now be nice to your little sister. Kenny's heart speeds up at hearing Ryan call him that. Wyan is now his girlfriend. He is her boyfriend. They are no longer just friends. They are a couple. He can kiss her and hold her hand and do all the things he'd been dreaming of doing with her. Fine, Kenny jokingly huffed, his two favorite girls having always been an unspoken alliance against him, which she finds both adorable and frustrating at the same time. Good boy. The praise makes him grin, his body feeling fuzzy and light, almost like he could do anything. He never knew this girl could have such a huge effect on him, and he loved it. You better treat Wyan good. She's totally out of your league. Karen points an accusing finger at her brother. Wyan slaps her free hand over her mouth to stifle a laugh. Kenny narrows his eyes at his sister, unamused. Gee, thanks. He gets up and walks over to the door. He gently pushes Karen out of the room and closes the door, clicking the door locked. We can hang out later. Karen accepts this, letting them have their alone time. Kenny quickly rejoins Wyan on the bed with a nuzzle and nuzzles his nose in the crook of her neck. Wyan giggles at the feeling. Hey, that tickles. The nuzzling turns into a few kisses being placed on the girl's neck. He pulls back to stare into her eyes. So where were we? Wyan grins at the idea of kissing her best friend, now boyfriend. Again, I don't know. I think you'll have to remind me. She presses a single finger on her chin, looking up in thought with a mischievous look on her face. Kenny smirks, leaning towards Wyan's face. Is that so? It is. Wyan nods her head with a slight grin. Kenny leans in more, capturing Wyan's lips in another heated kiss. He could have stayed here kissing her forever. Time skipped. Wyan frowns in the mirror at the hickeys lining her neck. Kenny standing behind her, sheepishly rubbing the back of his neck. Oops, I got a little carried away. A little? How am I supposed to hide this from my family? Wyan rubs her fingers over the bruises, unsure what to do. Kenny chuckles. What am I, your dirty little secret? Wyan turns around, grabbing both of Kenny's hands with her own. No, I just don't want Stan to freak out. You know how he is about boys being near me. That's true. Maybe taking things slow and figuring out without anyone else knowing wouldn't be a bad idea. Kenny suggests taking Wyan by surprise. She thought Kenny would have wanted to show her off like he did with all his exes. Not that there's anything wrong with that. You would be okay with going slow for me? Of course, Kenny assures her. I want to do anything I can to make you feel comfortable. I'll do anything for you. Wyan smiles softly. You're so sweet. Kenny kisses her forehead. Only for you. Now I think I have a scarf in my closet you can borrow. Wyan sighs, following Kenny out of the bathroom and back to his room. Unless you have a bottle of concealer. I guess that's my only option. Why was that so long? Those 2 chapters were so long. Oh my god. The next 2 chapters are probably also gonna be a little frisky. But I don't know. I'm low-key really excited about this series, so yeah. But anyway, I hope you have a good evening, afternoon, and night, and I hope you've had water and some food, and sleep well. Good night.